Hey Ari, do you want breakfast? Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris. Today's video is my end of November reading vlog. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest. Reading over the last little bit, let's just add another book to this pile so that you can be taller. Reading has been fairly lackluster over the last 2 weeks. There's been some stuff going on in my life. If you've been following along over on my Instagram, you would have seen that my grandma entered end of life a couple of weeks ago. So she had Parkinson's, and then as a flow-on effect from Parkinson's, she got dementia, and the decline from the dementia happened really rapidly, probably over the last 4 weeks or so. And just in that last couple of weeks here, it just became apparent that she was not going to be with us for much longer. So over the last fortnight, it has been a lot of time being spent up at the aged care facility, spending time with, not only my grandma to ease her into this next stage of life, but also with my parents and my aunt, who have been spending most of their waking moments up there, and just trying to give them some comfort during this time, which is not all that nice. My grandma got pretty scared and asked to not be left alone at the end, so they honored that, and they were there for the last 72 hours of her life. They just did not leave the facility. So I was trying to, the staff were also like, they're understaffed as well in the aged care facility, so by us being there and sort of taking turns to be there, it meant that it alleviated some of the pressure on them as well. So we're just trying to do, they've been brilliant for her, so just trying to do our part. But yeah, this last few days I was taking food and coffees and stuff up to Mum and Lisa, Mum and my aunt, sorry, because they just needed some form of normalcy and comfort. It was a weird time. The funeral was yesterday. It was lovely, and the place that we went to did the funeral always do a really nice service. We had my grandfather's funeral there last year, but in terms of reading, I don't have a whole lot of updates for you, to be completely honest. I am making my way through Baker's Boy, so this is the Discord buddy read for the month. I'm at page 232, and I've got about 60% of the way to go. This will be my goal today. It's currently the 25th of November, to try and do a chunk of this. My attention span, quite honestly, has been about 20 pages at a time, so it's really not there. I haven't read a whole lot, like I said, in the last fortnight. And I also am reading an arc of Heliotrope by Palmer Pickering. This book and the elements of Heliotrope, I don't know, there's something about it that is magical, and some of the things in there are some things that I wouldn't necessarily, gravitate towards, but it has been so comforting. It is such a comforting epic fantasy read, and I've really loved my time reading it, and which surprised me, because some of the things in there I normally wouldn't gel for me, but somehow it's really just captured me. I'm enamored by this story, and I hope that other people are as well when they get to it. So I'm about 65% of the way through that. It is about an 800-page book. I am aiming to finish that one by the 29th, which is when I said the review would come out, but I don't know, because my attention span has been shit out, to be completely honest. And I ended up having some more audio time. I finished my second audiobook for November, which was Bonds of Chaos by Zach Argyle. So I finished that one up nice and early, and I've already filmed my December TBR, because we're moving and I might be interstate for my first week of work in the new job. So it's all sort of up in the air. So I've been trying to get some pre-filming done. So my December TBR is already set. It's already been filmed, and I started Dracula on audio. So I'm only about an hour into Dracula, but really liking it so far. I quite like the gothic literature of that time. Prose is very sort of poetic, and it's written, the first few chapters that I've listened to are written in Jonathan Harker's journal. So I don't know if that's the whole way through, but I've really enjoyed my time there so far. So I don't know how many reading updates we're gonna get in. Completely honestly, this weekend is a very low-key weekend. I've basically cancelled all the plans just to try and give my brain some space. It's been a hectic fortnight emotionally. I don't think I've really felt it yet, so I'm just trying to give myself a little bit of breathing room to do whatever my brain needs to do. So I'm probably going to have some cooking updates, probably some gym updates, just like the last one. more slice of life stuff, but I'll let you know how I go with those 2 books. I did want to try and get a taste of Golden Iron in as well at the end of the month, but Roger very kindly, who I'm buddy reading this with, has said if I need to push it, then I can push it. If I get it in this vlog, it'll be at the very end, and I'll probably start it but not finish it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Anyway, it is 9 AM. I need to log into work and do my work day. My boss has been very kind, let me work from home basically for the last 2 weeks, just so I can be fairly close by if needed for my family. So that's been lovely as well, but I'll be back to normal and working in the office next week. I've only got 2 weeks left in this department, so I need to get a crack on with training some people. Anyway, I digress. You don't care. I'll see you in the next clip. Bye. Hello everyone, it is Saturday morning. It's very bright in this room. I decided today, it's Saturday the 26th, I'm doing nothing today. I very rarely have nothing days. Normally doing nothing on any given day gives me anxiety because I feel like I should be doing something. I should be filling my day with tasks that need to be done. But the last 2 weeks have been absolutely, it's been a shit show, to be completely honest with you. So I have cancelled all weekend plans. I think I said that yesterday, and I was going to plan on just like making some content and try and smash some stuff out for the next couple of months, hash out what I want to do and start working towards filling up the December videos so I can start editing them and then getting them up. I'm doing nothing today. So, very boring updates, I guess. Although, like, my only plans are to chill out. I bought a new Switch game yesterday, Harvestella. I'll put a picture of it up here. I started playing it last night. I then went to bed and didn't put an alarm on. So I'm someone that even on the weekends, I'll put an alarm on because I like to wake up at a certain time and get stuff done. So I normally, like, walk the dog, go to the gym, come home, prep content, and then maybe have a sprint. But I took the week off sprints, so I'm not doing that. I'm going to take the dog for a walk. It's 6 AM now because my body has no chill. I woke up at 4:57. I normally wake up anywhere between 4 and 6 in the morning. So we're going to go do that because I'm a responsible dog owner. And then I'm pretty much just going to game and read until I have a private sprint with a friend of mine this afternoon. And we like always say we're going to write in these sprints and then we just talk for 2 hours and then go have dinner. So that's on the cards later today. But yeah, I will probably do some reading today and check in with you later with a bit of a reading update. Alright, so my ability to do nothing is lacking, so I actually have made plans for today, but it's still fairly relaxing. By allowing my brain to not tick off things from a list, we're now going to do something else. So, Black Friday sales are on, which normally happens around Thanksgiving for the US folk. I don't know if it's a US thing that Australia has just adopted like everything else that the US does. And we're going to DFO, so that is a direct factory outlet. It's where a lot of the big brands put their shops in, normally around the airports for discounted prices. It's about 45 minutes from where we are here. We're going to go because I'm starting a new job in a higher position and I need to not dress like a 12-year-old, which means I need to go and find some business pants that are comfortable and hopefully not spend a lot of money on it because money right now is... But also, like, I just spent like $10 on the India Cord book sale. $10 for like 6 books, I'm not mad. And I have a lot of books to get through. Some which I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like that. But for $1.50 per book, I'm willing to give it a go. And if I really like it, then I'll get a physical copy. Basically, my idea for next year, or my thought process for next year, is get through a lot of the indie books that I have purchased on Kindle and then make lists of the ones that I really like. So that way, when I can buy books again, I basically just want to fill a whole shelf with indie and have that be the display for the backdrop. But I am selling a couple of these shelves, so who knows. Anyway, I'm rambling. We're going to go shopping. We're going to have some breakfast now and then go shopping. And I'll show you what I pick up maybe. Hello, it seems I'm back in the closet, but I completely forgot to show everyone what I actually bought today, and it's been put away. So I am starting an adult job in a couple of weeks' time. I am going into a supervisory position for work, which means I now need to start dressing like an adult. I think I mentioned earlier. Basically, I get around in a t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers, and I have since the dawn of time. But I need to go into the office 50-50, so I actually need some dress pants. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I ended up picking up. For about 150 AUD on these sales, I picked up 3 pairs of dress pants and 2 short sleeved button-ups because it's summer and very hot, and I haven't quite graduated to like the long sleeve button-ups, but yeah, if you want to see what I got, then I'll show you. Jumping into first dress pants, I've got 2 pairs of these elastic waisted chinos. You can see the hanger on the bed that I just put down. I do not like dress pants and the waistband because my fat hangs over the sides and it's not a vibe. So I found these pants that look like adult dress pants but feel like tracksuit pants, which is absolutely amazing. So I have just a plain black pair and sort of like a navy grey bluish pair over here. There's a dog hair on the bed, so yes, that is pant acquisition 1. And the lighting, voice break, and the lighting in here is fairly awful. These are actually navy blue, but they look grey on the screen, and they're actual adult dress pants that don't have elastic in them, because I have to wear them sometimes. So I now have 2 pairs, a black and a navy blue pair of like proper pants, and the fake dress pants that you just saw. So that should be fine, because I don't want to buy too many clothes before moving to Perth. I just have to ship them all anyway. Then I got 2 button-up dress shirts. These are actually a brand that I really love. They're called Denim and Flower, and I can only ever find them in TK Maxx. So I've got this grey sort of checkered one with some cute flowers on the sleeves there. I think that's super cute. And then I got like a purpley red one. Again, the light is not doing it any justice. But I have adult clothes. Isn't that nice? But the shopping doesn't end there. I also received some book mail today. Is it even a fictional escapist vlog if there's no sort of book mail, even when I'm not buying books? So as you all know, recently times have kind of sucked, and Rachel was like, please go and buy a book, just get that dopamine hit, you know. And I have really enjoyed some Australian authors this year that I have read on e-copy, or I've been, actually I was lucky enough to be gifted an ARC for both of these books, and I was like, you know what, I really enjoyed them, I'm gonna actually purchase the physical copies. So I picked up Dream of Death City by PJ Nwasu. I loved this, very Sherlock Holmes, dark fantasy vibes. If you like that sort of thing, I think for people who like that poetic prose where things aren't necessarily handed to you, but it's like haunting and beautiful, and it just, yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed that, and I finally got a physical copy of A King's Radiance by L.R. Schultz, who I talked to semi-regularly over on Instagram, and really looking forward to the second edition of the second release of the, I'm looking forward to the second book in that series being released, hopefully in 2023, fingers crossed. Hey Luke, you're gonna release it for me. So yeah, I got those too. So I'm going to slowly put together an Australian indie author shelf. I have another couple of books that I want to get before we move. I'm selling a couple of the bookcases that you normally see in the videos, or like they're not great quality. You can already see the bowing in some of the shelves. So I'm going to get rid of 2 of those and hopefully buy a new setup, but it's going to be a weird interim for a little while. But I want some better quality shelves, so that will happen at some point, hopefully in the next couple of years. Anyway, that was my book mail and my shopping. I hope you all had a lovely Saturday. I successfully did very little today, except for the shopping and whatnot, but that just wasn't planned. It's just, hey, do you want to go shopping? And we did it. We went to lunch, and then I read for a little bit, and I'm hoping to get to 85% of Heliotrope tonight, and I promise I'll give you a reading update tomorrow. She's just had a bath. It occurs to me now that my arm is up, I've not put deodorant on today, so that's great for me. It is 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, Sunday the 27th. I have finished Heliotrope by Palmer Pickering, read the last 120 pages today, and it was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. I can't say too much because it's such an epic adventure that follows quite a linear pattern in a way that saying much about it would really go into spoiler territory pretty early. So we follow a found family, very heavy found family vibes. One is a retired soldier, one is like an herbalist who knows how to weave magic into stitching. Good technology, Kris. Into stitches, and we have a couple of kids who basically come into their own as well. But if you love found family, if you love animal companions, there were so many animal companions here in this book, which had their own personalities, and they were really characters in of themselves, and it was awesome. So I will have a review coming out for that one shortly. Don't want to give too much away. I've just written 1,000 words on why I think it was great. I ended up giving it a 4.7, so that's fairly close to 5. That's pretty good. And I will say the magic is absolutely enchanting. It's so lovely. So yeah, I finished that. The next thing to finish is Baker's Boy. So I'm 44% of the way through. I'm at 240 something. I think 244 actually. And I've got 3 days to finish that. I don't think I'm going to get a taste of Golden Iron in there unless I start it and I smash half of it on the 30th, which it may be doable. After the last couple of weeks, I'm finally in my reading groove again, and I've read 100 pages consistently over the last couple of days, but I have been taking a break on audio. So we should get back into the swing of things tomorrow with the routine, which means I will listen to Dracula for about an hour, and then read on the train. So we'll see what we can fit in. For the rest of the day, I need to bake some things for work tomorrow. There's normally a bake-off that happens this time of year where we send some baked goods all over Australia, so I need to do that. And yeah, maybe read some Baker's Boy. I've been playing a lot of Harvestella. I think that's what I'm going to do now. It's pretty cute and fun, so normally games hold my attention span for 10 to 20 hours, and then I just put it down and forget it exists. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Happened with Bear and Breakfast. I got to the last little bit in Bear and Breakfast and then just was like, I'm done now. I mean, I'm sure I'll finish it eventually, he says, knowing that that's probably not the case. Anyway, hope you're all having a great day, and I'll catch you in the next update. Hello, good morning everyone. It is Monday morning here, and yes, I am still in the same shirt I was wearing yesterday. I have a really great habit of wearing a shirt all day and then wearing it to the gym the next morning. Just to be a gross boy, I guess. I missed out on that in high school, so I do it now. Also just because I forget that I've worn it, so there's that. And you know, you don't want to double up on washing and things. Anyway, it is back to Monday. I'm finally back to sort of a normal week, I guess. The last couple of weeks I've been off work for a couple of days each week, just with family stuff. So I'm back to a full week. I've got 2 weeks left in this job. I'll just move this pillow and hope the camera doesn't fall. You stacked up on some books there. So that's my wife's alarm going off. I'm back in the office, so I'm hoping to get into the office 3 days this week and get some more reading time. I find when I go into the office, because I do have like a dedicated hour on transport, or it's about 35 minutes each way on the train, that's a full hour of reading, which is great. It means I get that time in. So I'll be going into the office. I'm not home a lot this week. I normally work 50-50 from home and from the office, but because I've missed some time, I need to train people up on my job. I will be going back in for a lot of these next 2 weeks. My dog is moving this chair, so if this phone falls, that's why. I finished Heliotrope yesterday. I've listened to some more Dracula this morning. I'm really quite enjoying it. I do enjoy Gothic literature. It's very slow paced, it's very eloquent. There's a lot of formal prose in there, which I quite enjoy. It's a little bit of a break from a lot of the fantasy stuff that I read, so it's come at a good time to break that up. I basically read purely fantasy for the month of November, so having that sort of Gothic I guess suspense novel in there is breaking it up quite nicely. But I've only listened to about 3 hours of it, and I think it was 17 hours. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. So the aim over the next couple of days is to finish Baker's Boy. I got to 273 last night, chapter 14 I think it was, and I'd like to read 130 odd pages. I'd like to get to page 400 today if at all possible. I don't have a lot of other plans except I need to come home and edit some videos because I've run out of videos on the channel. I've got some filmed, but I haven't edited them. So that'll be tonight's job, and hopefully reading Baker's Boy. If I can finish Baker's Boy tomorrow, I will start A Taste of Golden Iron, that's what it's called, by Alexander Rowland on the last day of the month, and just have it carry over into December. But it's not a super long book. It's a Mau slow burn romance, so I'm thinking that won't take that long to read, and hopefully I can read that with Roger. Anyway, that is the update. I will probably check in with you tomorrow. I don't know that I'll have another update today, but I'll chat to you tomorrow after the gym with whatever reading updates I've got going on. I hope you have a fantastic day. G'day team, it is Monday night, just had dinner. It's about 7:30. I usually get home at about 6, which is why there's sprints if you ever join them, are about 8 o'clock on any given night. So Monday is normally an editing night for me in terms of channel stuff, because I'm pretty busy in the mornings with walking the dog and gym, and then work, come home, I cook dinner, and then I jump into whatever I'm doing that week. So for a week like this where I've got 4 videos happening, the start of a new month tends to be a little bit more hectic with the at a glance videos. I normally will bulk film on the weekend and then edit throughout the week. Monday night is generally an editing night for me. So I'm going to do a bit of a time lapse of me smacking my head because I've done something dumb in a video, so you can enjoy that in a little bit. I read about 70 pages of Baker's Boy today. I'm quite enjoying it. It's not sort of like stand out to me at all, but I'm having a pretty good time with it. I reckon I'm sitting at about 3.5, maybe 3.75, depending on where this next little bit goes. I'm still hoping to get another 50 pages or so of that in, but that will be sort of bedtime reading. So for the next hour or so, I'm probably just going to focus on videos and at least get one more edited that I can pop up for this week. Okay, let's go. Hello everyone, it is Tuesday night, it is the 29th. I have 130 odd pages of Baker's Boy to go. I've got a reading sprint happening in about an hour, so I'm hoping to get a good chunk of that done because I really do want to start A Taste of Golden Iron tomorrow and try and finish it fairly early in December. Had a couple people reach out to me over the last few days in terms of beta reads and arcs, and I'm pretty excited about some of them, so I want to get them on the radar and on the schedule. So that's going to be pretty chockers for the next couple of months, but that is okay. Tonight I am cooking, well, Rachel started it, cooked some char siu pork with rice and Asian greens with some garlic and soy. It's going to be yum. It's got about 20 minutes to go. I've got to chuck the vegetables on before we go into this sprint. To my vegans and my vegetarians out there, I know that a few of you follow me here on the channel, and I apologize, I'm not vegan or vegetarian, but Rachel and I are not opposed to eating meat free on occasion. It's just a lot of the ingredients that make up vegan and vegetarian meals do not sit well on my stomach, like chickpeas and lentils. It just hurts me, and I'm not a fan of those things because of the pain. But if you have some recipes that you swear by as a vegan or a vegetarian, send them to me. Maybe I can cook one in the next vlog where I just hang out in my kitchen, and it'll be fun for everyone. So let me know. Right, I'm gonna go finish cooking and then sprint. You know when you try and do things when you're tired, I just tried to put my sock on a foot that already had a sock on it. So welcome to Wednesday, welcome to the last day of the month. You are currently perched on my copy of Baker's Boy, which I am close to finishing. I think I got to page 490 this morning, which means there's 60 pages to go. I don't know what my hair is doing. I have to leave for work in like 2 minutes. Anyway, I'm enjoying it. There's a lot to enjoy in there. It's pretty easy to read. Like, it's not doing anything new for me personally, but I'm having a pretty good time with it. I like Tall's character and Naba, who I just really enjoy. as a little ruffian street urchin who pickpockets and gets into a lot of trouble. I do enjoy him. I really hate Tabalisk, which is the Archbishop, which I think is the point. He is despicable, and every time he comes on the page, I'm like, get off. You're an awful person. I don't want to read about you. But yeah, having a genuinely good time. Blackberry came up to bite me. I still wanted to start A Taste of Golden Iron today and get it in with Roger in the first couple of days of December. So the aim is to finish Baker's Boy today while transiting to and from work, and then come home and start A Taste of Golden Iron. So there'll be one more reading update to see if I actually do that, and my final thoughts on Baker's Boy, well, you know, I'll do it in the wrap up, but there's dog hair everywhere. I have to go to work. I'll catch you in the next update. Good morning, happy December. It is the 1st of December today. I didn't do a wrap up last night because I, as a 31-year-old, decided to go out on a school night and have to wake up at 5:30 the next day for the gym. So I did not finish my update last night. So we're here. I finished Baker's Boy yesterday. I quite liked it, probably give it a 3.5. It really didn't do anything new for me, to be completely honest, but by the end of it, I did really enjoy a couple of the character POVs that we were in. I really liked Tall, and when Nabba comes along, I adored Nabba, and I can't wait to see what happens there. I think he's probably the most intriguing character so far, or that arc is the most intriguing, and I also liked the political tensions and rivalry between a couple of the political parties, the King's Chancellor and now the Crown's Chancellor, but I won't name them just for spoilers. So I finished that one. I have been listening to Dracula very, very slowly, and I'm up to page 170. This is Rachel's. I'm actually in Rachel's office at the moment. This is Rachel's beautiful leather-bound edition of Dracula, so I just wanted to see what page I was up to because I don't really check when I listen. So I'm about just over a third of the way through. I love listening to gothic prose, older prose, flowery prose on audio. I can't read it as well physically. It doesn't stick in my brain as well, but listening to it is so beautiful, and it's a nice change, so that I think that when I do read classics, it will be in the audio format. The next classic I want to read is The Count of Monte Cristo, and that's like a 43-hour book, so that will take an entire month, if not more, for me, because I only listen to probably 2 books a month, and I average about 35 hours listening time in the month, maybe. Yeah, so that'll be a long book whenever I get to that one. The other thing I started was A Taste of Golden Iron with Roger. Roger's already been giving me several updates about his thoughts, and I'm only about 20 pages in. Sorry, Roger's loud. I'm only about 20 pages in. It's fine so far. I really have not enough to comment on, but I'll hopefully finish that one up in the first couple of days of December. So that is it for this vlog. If you like the content, give it one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.